Okay, Omega is back again, and we made it out of that one limited zone alive on my first try. Honestly, I kind of forget how I did it, but obviously, I made it out alive, as you can see. And, like I said, here we are, back in town. Obviously, there's no Atla on those floors, so, you know. You can run through it, you can't really do much of nothing except get your items and go back for the next floor, which is a normal floor. And I'm not sure if I said this yet. If I have, then I'm sorry. But we're actually done with all the plot until the end of the dungeon, which is 15 floors. So there's no plot left until we finish. So don't worry about there being another floor that is not a floor, such as, you know, floor 4 or floor 8 where all they kind of were just like, this isn't a real floor. Fight this duel and be back on your way. Except in floor 8 when Manly Nasir voice got to come out, guy who everybody called Sephiroth. Seda is not Sephiroth, okay? He's not Sephiroth, by far. Who are you? Who are you? Anyways, floor 12, 8 Atla, let's go. And this is the last floor of this batch that we'll be doing. After this, there's only 3 left, but really there's only 2 left because of the fact that the 15th one is the boss fight. And again, I didn't demonstrate it that well, but that is the best way to fight Master Jackets, is to wait for them to raise their sword at you and then smack them constantly. Or sometimes if you can catch them fast enough, they'll kind of like backstep and you can get them then. But I was lucky I didn't get poisoned there because I didn't have my amulet equipped. That could have been very bad. But this is the last 4 that we'll be doing, so I think I balanced out my enemy preparations, enemy fighting, blah blah blah, out well enough. There was the hag there that we got. Toan is very mean with his naming. Sheesh. Who are you to just make up names for people like that, Toan? Honestly, it's so rude. I'm sure they think of you as a culturally disturbed young man. I mean, look at your outfit. You have a turban, a poncho, and skater jeans on. I mean, why? What method of design is that? Who? It confuses me so. It really does. I mean, yeah, you know, the poncho might be super duper sexy, but that doesn't mean that it just goes well with the turban and skater pants. And that is the best way to fight a Rockin' is to just run up to them and smack them before they can do anything. Because they have another attack where they just kind of like bite at you, and if you just kind of charge them, then they'll try to do that attack, but you're faster than they are. And that is a weapons door. They're either locked and you can find keys to open them, or you can just guess the trap and open them. And you should always guess explosion because the trap never changes, and you know, you'll probably have items to cure poison, and curse isn't not bad at all. But explosion will deal a large amount of damage to you, and you won't get the chest. So I would say you should always guess explosion. You know, regardless, because you want that weapon. Assuming it's not a king mimic, which half the time, if you find a chest like that, it's gonna be a king mimic, which is pretty bad. But it'll be okay. Not gonna fight that statue. We're just gonna run. Probably not the best idea because I don't have Dran's crest yet. But you know, obviously at the time I wasn't thinking about that. K-Bat's super duper easy, even in Castlevania. And a show off shower a little bit more. Run past that statue because I don't want to fight, and gotta switch back to Toan because of the Atla. Because Toan is the only character that can open Atla. I'm pretty sure I said that already, but let me just throw that out there. Toan is the only character that can open the Atla. That is his special ability, whereas Shells is jumping over the little rocks and the gaps and stuff. Yeah, it's a free ladder. I'm not really paying much attention to the diorama. And Alnet's house. Alnet is well, you guys will see. And as you can see there, I killed him even though he was still rolling at me. Because, you know, that's how all the cool kids do it. And there was Alnet herself, who I will also talk about later. You know, to me the Rockonoffs are, you know, fairly cool enemies, because, you know, you can reenact your favorite Indiana Jones moments with him, because he just kind of chases you. He will not chase you indefinitely, so if he does chase you, if you run away long enough, then it'll be okay. There's a king mimic that will kill you. That will kill you dead. You should watch out for them. They are quite powerful. I wouldn't fight them unless you know what you're doing, or unless there's like a pool next to you or something. Then I guess you could fight one and it'll be okay because you can just heal up. There's Laura's house. There's 2 more houses that we'll be getting. And I'm like, don't kill me. Almost got hit like 5 times there. Yeah. But yeah, those guys are pretty bad. You probably shouldn't fight them. Unless you know what you're doing. Which obviously I do not, because, you know, can't help be a game that I actually know things about. Oh no, I can't. That is against the rules. And I don't really get why they're just like sporadically forming rivers in the middle of the dungeon with rocks all conveniently placed in the middle of them for Shadow to jump on, but you know, just don't question it. So we're done here. We're done for this session. We're just gonna go talk about some diorama stuff, and then there's a little bit more after that that I would talk about. But for the most part, you know, we're done for now. So let's just crack right down to it. We have 2 more houses to do, and honestly, not too much to do with them, but we do have some. Here's Laura's house, who I place. I think I get rid of the tree, which is that is not the scenic tree. The scenic tree is beside Gaffer's buggy. My scenic tree will never leave. The scenic tree must always be there. And I place them right next to the Cave of Death, because that just seems like the right thing to do. Unfortunately, we still have no lamps, but we do have a fence. And actually, we can make very good progress on Alnet's house. I forgot that we picked up Carl and the llama and stuff like that. So we can make pretty good progress with Alnet. Oh, that's not Laura, that's the hag. Okay then. We can't make any progress in Laura's house, actually. But we can with the hag, as Toan likes to call her. She has a dino slayer lying outside of her house. Kinda seems like it would alert authorities, but hey, who am I to judge? She has a lot of boxes. Power-up powder, magical powder, repair powder, undead busters. She has a lot of powders going on here. And here she is herself. Oh, it's you, Toan. You startled me. This is the only old lady voice I can do. Leave me alone. An itsy bitsy amount of magic is in Dran's windmill. It's something. I like my house in front of Dran's windmill blades. Okay, isn't it odd that with all of that going on, Dran hasn't something's probably happened to him. Toan, please save Dran. That is my request. I guess I have 2 requests then, don't I? Okay. Alright, I'm done. Sorry. Basically, what she said was that she wants to look at the windmill blades of Dran's windmill, and she also thinks that there is something wrong with Dran, and she wants us to go check on him to make sure that he is all right. So that also counts as part of her request, and in fact it keeps you from finishing all the requests until you finish the dungeon itself, until you finish the Divine Beast Cave. So you cannot 100% ruin a village until after the thing. So you want to put Alnet's house right there, because Claude's request was that he likes Alnet's cooking, and so he wants to live next to Alnet. Or so he claims. I'd imagine he wants to live there for a different reason. But his request is to live close to her, so you want to put her house moderately close to his. There's a prickly right there that is fishing bait. More on that at a later time. There's Carl, there's some tasty water. And that is all. So I will see you guys next time for a little extra stuff.